Have you ever watched a movie that completely flipped everything you thought you knew in the final 10 minutes? Well, buckle up because we're diving into one of the most twisted psychological thrillers of the 90s that left audiences questioning reality itself. Today we're exploring Diabolique, the 1996 film that proves sometimes the people closest to you are the ones you should fear the most. Before we unravel this web of deception, let me ask you something. What would you do if the person tormenting you suddenly disappeared? Would you feel relief, or would paranoia consume you? Keep that thought in mind because it's about to become very relevant. Diabolique hit theaters in 1996, bringing together an incredible trio of powerhouse actresses in what would become a masterclass in psychological manipulation. The film was directed by Jeremiah Chechik, who you might know from his work on National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. The screenplay was crafted by Henri-Georges Clouzot and Don Roos, adapting the classic French thriller that had already terrified audiences decades earlier. But here's where things get interesting. This wasn't just any remake. The casting alone should have been a warning sign that we were in for something special. Sharon Stone, fresh off her iconic performance in Basic Instinct, stepped into the role of Nicole Horner with that signature intensity we'd come to expect from her. Isabelle Adjani, the French cinema legend known for her emotionally charged performances, played Mia Baran. And then there's Chaz Palminteri as Guy Baran, the man at the center of this deadly triangle. Now, let's talk about what makes this story so compelling. Picture this. You're trapped in an abusive relationship with a man who seems to take pleasure in making your life miserable. That's exactly where we find Mia Baran, the wife of Guy, a boarding school headmaster who's as cruel as he is controlling. Guy doesn't just hurt Mia emotionally. He's physically abusive and carries on affairs right under her nose. Enter Nicole Horner, Guy's current mistress and a teacher at the same boarding school. Here's where most stories would pit these two women against each other, fighting for the same terrible man. But Diabolique takes a completely different approach. Instead of becoming enemies, Mia and Nicole form an unlikely alliance. They realize they both have the same problem, Guy Baran. What happens next is where the film really starts to mess with your head. These two women, bound together by their shared suffering, decide to take matters into their own hands. They're not just going to leave Guy or report him. No, they're going to eliminate him entirely. The plan they devise is methodical, calculating, and absolutely chilling. The women drug Guy, making him unconscious but not dead. Then comes the truly horrifying part. They drag his unconscious body to the school swimming pool and hold him underwater until he drowns. It's brutal, it's shocking, and it's just the beginning of their nightmare. You'd think that would be the end of it, right? They've solved their problem, and now they can move on with their lives. But this is where Diabolique reveals its true genius. Nothing in this film is ever that simple. After they dispose of Guy's body in the school pool, expecting it to surface and be discovered as an apparent accident, something goes terribly wrong. The pool is drained for cleaning, but Guy's body is nowhere to be found. It's simply vanished. Now, if you're thinking logically, there are several explanations for this. Maybe the body got caught in the filtration system, or perhaps it sank deeper than expected. But when you've just committed murder, logic isn't exactly your best friend. Mia begins to unravel. She starts seeing signs that Guy might still be alive. His suit disappears from the dry cleaner. Someone who looks exactly like him is spotted around town. She receives mysterious phone calls. In the middle of psychological pressure becomes unbearable as she questions whether they actually killed Guy or if he somehow survived and is now stalking her. Meanwhile, Nicole tries to keep Mia calm and rational, insisting that Guy is definitely dead and that these are just coincidences or manifestations of guilt. But as the strange occurrences multiply, even Nicole starts to seem suspicious. Is she hiding something? Is she working with Guy? The paranoia spreads like a virus. Here's where the film's true brilliance emerges. Just when you think you understand what's happening, just when you've picked a side and decided who to trust, Diabolique pulls the rug out from under you completely. The shocking truth is that Guy and Nicole have been working together from the very beginning. The entire elaborate scheme, including Nicole's relationship with Mia, was orchestrated to drive Mia insane and ultimately kill her. You see, Mia has a serious heart condition, and the psychological torture is designed to trigger a fatal heart attack. Guy never actually died in the pool. The drowning was staged, and he's been hiding, waiting for the perfect moment to reveal himself and deliver the final psychological blow that will kill Mia. Nicole was never his victim. She was his accomplice all along. The film's ending is both satisfying and deeply disturbing. Justice eventually prevails, but not before we've been taken on a psychological roller coaster that questions everything we thought we knew about trust, relationships, and the nature of evil itself. What makes Diabolique so effective isn't just the twist ending, though that certainly packs a punch. It's the way the film systematically breaks down our assumptions about victim and victimizer, about who deserves our sympathy and who deserves our suspicion. It forces us to confront uncomfortable truths about how manipulation can disguise itself as love and how the people we trust most might be the ones planning our destruction. This psychological thriller remains relevant today because it taps into fundamental fears about betrayal and trust that never go out of style. This was a very well-directed, acted, and plotted movie that was filled with dark psychological chills. Sharon Stone is excellent and menacing, and Isabel Adjani was so vulnerable and sweet, yet a true fighter. It was sad to see Mia's heart so broken, but in the end we see the fight and freedom in her, which is the best part of this movie for me. Please, let me know if you'll check this one out, and thanks for watching. I'll see you next movie.